Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So I said I'd be talking about cholesterol, and I am, but I thought I should start by comparing the HDL cholesterol, which is considered good cholesterol, with LDL, which is considered bad. So the topic is, what's the difference between HDL and LDL cholesterol? And this is from healthline.com. I really like how efficient they are. They usually have a summary and a bottom line. This particular article does not, but I will still include it as the description of this video. So here's the overview. Cholesterol frequently gets a bum rap, but it's necessary for your body to function properly. Your body uses cholesterol to make hormones and vitamin D and support digestion. Your liver generates enough cholesterol to handle these tasks, but your body doesn't just get cholesterol from your liver. Cholesterol is also in foods such as meat, dairy, and poultry. If you eat a lot of these foods, your cholesterol levels may become too high. And praise God, I'm vegan and don't eat those foods anymore, but I did all of my life. So I'm sure there's quite a bit left in my system that needs to be cleansed. But also, I would counter argue that while those are very specific, meat, dairy, and poultry, obviously there are animal products in many hidden foods that are affecting us as well. So the subtopic is HDL versus LDL cholesterol. There are two main types of cholesterol: high-density lipoprotein, which is HDL, and low-density lipoprotein, which is LDL. Lipoproteins are made of fat, hence the lipo, or lipo, like liposuction, sucking out the fat, right? And proteins. Cholesterol moves through your body while inside lipoproteins. So it literally is inside that shell as it navigates its way through the body. HDL is known as good cholesterol because it transports cholesterol to your liver to be expelled from your body. And of course, the liver is our trash dump, right? It gets rid of all waste. HDL helps rid your body of excess cholesterol, so it's less likely to end up in your arteries. Yay! Sadly, LDL is called bad cholesterol because it takes cholesterol to your arteries. So instead of drawing it away, which is essential, it literally brings it directly to the arteries, where it may collect in the artery walls. Too much cholesterol in your arteries may lead to a buildup of plaque, known as atherosclerosis, and that's a hyperlink that you can read more about. This can increase the risk of blood clots in your arteries. If a blood clot breaks away and blocks an artery in your heart or brain, you may have a stroke or a heart attack, and of course those are both hyperlinks. May I also argue you may be dead because people have aneurysms and rarely survive them. Plaque buildup may also reduce blood flow and oxygen to many organs. Yeah, there's so much plaque in the cell wall that there's no room for any blood or anything to go through. Oxygen deprivation to your organs or arteries may lead to kidney disease or peripheral arterial disease. That's a hyperlink. In addition to a heart attack or stroke or death. Like, why aren't they saying death? Seriously. So often people don't know they have a problem because they don't get a second chance. They die the first heart attack. According to the Centers for Disease Control, over 31% of Americans have high LDL cholesterol. You may not even know it because high cholesterol doesn't cause noticeable symptoms. Right. The only way to find out if your cholesterol is high is through a blood test that measures cholesterol in milligrams per deciliter of blood. When you get your cholesterol numbers checked, you'll receive results for the following. Number 1, total blood cholesterol. This includes the HDL, the LDL, and 20% of your total triglycerides. And then triglycerides. This number should be below 150. Triglycerides are a common type of fat. If your triglycerides are high and your LDL is is also high, and your HDL is low, you're at risk of developing atherosclerosis. HDL, the higher this number, the better. It should be at least higher than 55 for women and 45 for men. And I find that very interesting. But I think part of that is not only the way that a female's body operates, but So often women have decided that they couldn't possibly be having a heart attack, and they overlook all the symptoms, right? And it turns out that heart disease is the #1 killer of women. We often hear about breast cancer, cervical cancer. There's so many things, but it's heart disease. So 55 for women. LDL, the lower this number, the better. It should be no more than 130 if you don't have heart disease, blood vessel disease, or diabetes. It should be no more than 100 if you have any of those conditions or high total cholesterol. Causes of high cholesterol. Lifestyle factors that may cause high cholesterol are obesity, and it's a hyperlink. A diet high in red meat, full-fat dairy products, saturated fats, trans fats, and processed foods. A large waist circumference, over 40 inches for men and 35 for women. My waist is for sure, I'm not going to measure it right now, but it's for sure still 35 or over. It won't be for long, and it was way bigger, but still, I'm at risk simply for that. And lack of regular exercise. And sometimes when I get too in my head or caught up in like school and stuff, I'm not consistent with my exercise. According to a 2013 review, smokers typically have lower HDL cholesterol than non-smokers. Research shows quitting smoking can increase HDL. If you smoke, talk to your doctor about smoking cessation programs or other methods that you can use to quit smoking. It's unclear if stress directly causes high cholesterol. Unmanaged stress may lead to behaviors, please hear this, unmanaged stress may lead to behaviors that can increase your LDL and total cholesterol, such as overeating fatty foods, all those comfort foods, right? Inactivity, couch potato, and increased smoking, or whatever it is that you do, okay? In some cases, high LDL is inherited, and I know this to be true because I used to babysit a little boy and girl. They were only 8, 9, and their cholesterol was already 230. This condition is called familial hypercholesterolemia, or FH. Let's go with FH. Again, a hyperlink. FH is caused by a genetic mutation that affects the ability of a person's liver to get rid of extra LDL cholesterol. This may lead to high LDL levels and an increased risk of heart attack and stroke at a young age. How to treat high cholesterol. To treat high cholesterol, doctors often recommend these lifestyle changes. Stop smoking. Oh, but I only smoke pot. Hello, it's still inflamed. You light it and it's in your chest. Oh, well, I don't smoke. I just vape. More chemicals than actual cigarettes. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, eating a healthy diet. Yay. But what does a healthy diet look like, right? Exercising regularly and reducing stress. But of course, I would counter-argue that by eating a healthy diet and by exercising, you've already reduced your stress. Sometimes lifestyle changes aren't enough, especially if you have FH. You may need one or more medications, and they have a whole list of medications. But I do appreciate that despite the actual over-the-counter medications or prescribed medications, they do say supplements can reduce triglyceride levels, such as niacin, omega-3 fatty acids, and fibrates. And there's a hyperlink on 7 cholesterol-lowering drugs. I am off all medication. I used to be on 8, and that was only 4 years ago. Okay, the impact of diet. The American Heart Association recommends eating these foods to help reduce total cholesterol and increase HDL. And I know not everyone who listens to these videos is vegan. A lot of us are just in process. And like I said, just a year and a half ago, I was eating many of these things. So I will mention these, but please don't think that I engage in them. So number 1, a range of fruit and vegetables. I'm all in. Number 2, whole grains. Rarely for me. Number 3, skinless poultry, lean pork, or lean red meat. To none of the above. Baked or grilled fatty fish, such as salmon, tuna, or sardines. No, but I was totally a fish girl when I finally got off of red meat and got off of chicken, and now, praise God, I'm off of fish. Unsalted, I appreciate that they say that. Unsalted seeds, nuts, and legumes. And may I say to soak those. Vegetable or olive oils. I know that oil has no nutrient value in it at all, but if you're going to engage, better to use vegetable or olive oil. I agree. These foods may increase the LDL cholesterol and should be avoided or rarely eaten. 1. Untrimmed red meat. The people who like their meat, the fatter the better. Fried foods. Our entire society majored in fried foods. There are fast food deserts, right, where people cannot find a single unfrozen commodity that hasn't been fried to be able to eat it. Baked goods made with trans fats or saturated fats, so solids, right? Full fat dairy products. My husband insists on 100% milk, like seriously. The red milk, right? Even when I drank milk and it was rare, it was blue, but like practically water milk. And finally I realized I could just use water in my cereal because then I could actually taste the water. The flavor of the cereal. Okay, foods with hydrogenated oils and tropical oils. Outlook. High cholesterol can be concerning, but in most cases it's a warning signal. Being diagnosed with high cholesterol doesn't mean you'll develop heart disease or have a stroke, but it should still be taken seriously. If you have high cholesterol and act to reduce it, your risk of heart disease and stroke will most likely decrease. Lifestyle steps that help reduce cholesterol also support your overall health. Prevention tips. You're never too young to start thinking about preventing high cholesterol. Eating a healthy diet is an important first step. Here are some changes that you can make today. Swap traditional pasta with whole wheat pasta and white rice with brown rice. Dress salads with olive oil and a splash of lemon juice instead of high-fat salad dressings. Eat more fish and aim for at least 2 servings of fish a week. Remember, I'm just reading this. Swap soda or fruit juice with seltzer water or plain water flavored with fresh fruit slices. I like that one. Baked meat and poultry are best over frying meats. Use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream because it has a similar tart flavor. Opt for whole grain cereals instead of sugar-laden varieties. Try topping them with cinnamon instead of sugar. I don't even recognize the cereal aisle. Oh my goodness. Like at my store, the cereal aisle is directly across from the tea. And I'm always looking for tea. And when I glance there, the cereals literally are candy. They're literally Oreo cookie cereal, Snicker, Bamboodle, la la la, cereal. No wonder children don't know what nutrition is. Their candy is in their cereal box. It's astounding. I'm not even kidding. It's like, wow. Okay, exercise may also have a positive impact on your cholesterol levels. If you're sedentary, which means you sit a lot, most of the day, move more. If you work at a desk, set an alarm on your cell phone or computer or get a fitness tracker to remind you to get up and move for 5 minutes each hour. This is so smart. If you have a 6 or 8 hour workday and you move for 5 minutes an hour, that's your 30 minutes or 40 minutes of exercise a day. It's fabulous. Try to fit in at least 30 minutes of exercise daily. Walking, swimming. I don't have anywhere to swim and it's my best exercise. Or riding a bike are great options. If you're a smoker, talk to your doctor about how to stop. Smoking increases your risk of not only high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and heart disease, but also many types of cancer. If you don't know your cholesterol numbers, ask your doctor about getting tested, especially if you have a family history of high cholesterol or heart disease. The earlier you know your cholesterol numbers, the sooner you can take steps to manage them. I agree. And like I said, I plan on having mine tested in June. That will probably be the year mark. My last numbers were really good, but they were high. They were the high of the acceptable. And I was like, no, let's improve that. I always want to improve that. When you're going to live to more than 100 and you plan on walking off the planet, you need a long-term plan. That starts today. All right, my friends, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I can support you. Do you have a cholesterol situation? Have you never been tested? Are you one of those people with FH where it seemingly runs in your family? Don't use that as an excuse, okay? It's rare. But for some people it's true. But don't just say, like, oh, I'm fat because it's my body type. No, sorry. There's body types, but obesity is an action. It's not inherited. All right. Until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed.